Chosen one. This moment was written in heaven long before you ever pressed play. You are not here by coincidence, you were divinely summoned. The Spirit of God has orchestrated this exact moment in time because heaven has noticed what you did in secret. Every prayer whispered through tears, every quiet act of faith, every moment you chose obedience over comfort, it has reached the throne of grace. And now the Father says, I am pleased with you. Chosen one, you are standing at the edge of a supernatural release. A divine wealth transfer is being prepared in your favor. The heavens are opening over your life, and what once felt delayed is about to arrive in divine acceleration. For it is written in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, "The vision is for an appointed time, though it lingers, wait for it will surely come and not delay." This is your appointed time. The season of hidden obedience is giving birth to visible reward. Heaven has seen, heaven has recorded, and now heaven will respond. Take a deep breath, anointed one. The wait is over. Your faith has activated a supernatural move of God. Chosen one. Heaven has seen what others ignored. Every tear you thought fell into silence was actually recorded in the archives of eternity. You have walked through nights when no one called to check if you were still holding on, and yet you kept believing. You showed up when it would have been easier to disappear. You prayed when your strength was gone. You forgave when your heart was still bleeding. And I hear the Spirit of God saying, heaven noticed. There are angels who were assigned to your obedience, and they have been watching, waiting, gathering every act of faith like precious jewels. The smallest decision to keep trusting, the quiet yes whispered through exhaustion, the moments you resisted bitterness, they have been counted. This is not just symbolic, chosen one, it is spiritual documentation. The same way seed planted in dark soil waits before breaking through your obedience has been germinating underground. And now it's time for the first sprout to appear. You see, what God loves most about you is not your perfection, it's your perseverance. You didn't stop when it got quiet. You didn't abandon your calling when the applause faded. That's what separates the chosen from the crowd. Heaven's economy doesn't pay by popularity, it pays by persistence. Every act of faith you sowed in obscurity has been maturing under divine supervision. That is why the wind is changing around you now. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season of visible reward for invisible faith. The transfer has begun, not just financial but spiritual, relational, generational. What felt delayed is being delivered. God has been reordering circumstances, positioning people, and preparing platforms that match your purity. This is not random promotion, it's divine justice. When you chose righteousness over convenience, heaven wrote your name on the release decree. I remember when I was in a season much like yours, quiet, hidden, questioning if God still remembered my name. I would pray and hear nothing. Work hard and see no return. And then one morning, everything shifted. Opportunities I hadn't applied for found me. People I never met began speaking my name in rooms I never entered. That's when I learned what divine timing truly means. It's when effort meets grace, and what was invisible suddenly becomes undeniable. You are at that threshold now. The Lord says, I have seen your consistency in the secret place. I have heard your prayers and watched your restraint when you could have retaliated. I have tested your motives, and I find them pure. Because of that, I will publicly honor what you privately surrendered. Chosen one, this is your suddenly season. The unseen obedience is about to become seen favor. The seeds of your endurance are bursting through the soil of delay. Doors will open without your knocking. Provision will locate you before you even send a request. It won't be because you forced it. It will be because you stayed aligned long enough for heaven to catch up with your patience. So pause and breathe this in. God is pleased with you. That's not a cliché, it's a heavenly verdict. You didn't lose time, you invested it. And the interest on that obedience is now compounding in your favor. The shift you're sensing isn't random energy, it's the sound of divine fulfillment. Heaven has begun to distribute what you've been faithful to believe for. Stay alert, stay grateful, stay positioned, because in this next stretch, the rewards for your obedience will begin to overtake you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is where your story turns from hidden to highlighted. And this is just the beginning. Chosen one. What you're walking into now is not random success, it's a response. Heaven has been silent only because the divine machinery was working in places you couldn't see. Every delay was construction. Every closed door was calibration. Every waiting season was an altar of trust. And now that the foundation is complete, the structure of your reward is about to rise in full view. The Spirit of God says, this is not just your turnaround, this is your reveal. For years you were the seed beneath the soil, unseen yet growing. You were judged by what people couldn't see, and yet you kept feeding your faith when the evidence wasn't visible. That's why the Lord is saying today, the time of hidden growth is over. What was concealed in silence is about to be announced in light. The same people who didn't recognize your obedience will witness the result of it. You have carried faith quietly. You've built when no one clapped. You've given when you barely had enough for yourself. Heaven saw all of it. The divine economy does not waste obedience, it multiplies it. Your acts of surrender have been converted into spiritual currency, and now they are being exchanged for visible favor. You are entering a realm of divine reimbursement, where every unseen yes to God returns as open doors, supernatural resources, and divine recognition. Chosen one, hear this clearly. God never forgets a faithful steward. When you stayed true while others compromised, you proved that your heart was ready for promotion. And now, that promotion will not just bless you, it will heal your lineage. You are the one God chose to break generational ceilings and open new financial and spiritual dimensions for your family. What once stopped with your ancestors will overflow through you. You may not feel ready, but readiness isn't a feeling, it's a posture. You've been positioned through pressure. Every trial, every betrayal, every sleepless night was part of your training. You've been molded in the quiet fire of obedience so that you could handle abundance without losing humility. God was never denying you, He was preparing you. The weight of what's coming required stronger shoulders. I remember a time when I had to learn this truth the hard way. I lost everything, my job, my circle, even my confidence. I felt invisible, like my prayers were bouncing off the ceiling. But I kept serving, I kept giving, and one day God whispered, "Now I can trust you with what's next." Within weeks, restoration came not as payback, but as promotion. I realized then that heaven releases abundance only to those who can hold it with gratitude, not entitlement. You, chosen one, are that vessel. Heaven is proud of how you handled the hidden years. You didn't retaliate when you could have. You didn't curse the process. You blessed it. You didn't run from correction. You grew through it. That is why divine favor is about to overtake your life like a rushing tide. It won't come in trickles, it will pour. The same hand that withheld for your protection is now releasing for your elevation. Chosen one, this is your confirmation. You are not waiting anymore. You are being revealed. The stage is set. The audience of heaven is applauding. Angels have already gone ahead to align the contracts, the connections and the opportunities ordained for your next level. The waiting was not wasted. The struggle was not punishment. It was proof. You have proven trustworthy with little now. Heaven will trust you with much. Stay in posture. Stay surrendered. For the next wave that comes is not just a blessing, it is a mantle. It is responsibility wrapped in glory. You are about to carry what your faith built in secret. And this is only part of the unveiling. Chosen one. The heavens are opening wider now. What you sense in your spirit, that quiet stirring, that sudden clarity, is not imagination. It's divine confirmation. You are standing on the bridge between prophecy and manifestation. This is the corridor where prayers turn into proof. The angels assigned to your life are not preparing anymore. They are delivering. You may have felt forgotten. You may have thought the silence meant disapproval. But God was never ignoring you. He was watching, refining and perfecting the details of your story. The delay wasn't denial. It was design. You were being fitted for a destiny that couldn't be rushed. The oil you carry had to be pressed. The crown you wear had to be forged in fire. And now that the process is complete, the promise begins to unfold. Chosen one, your next season will not require striving. You will not have to beg for what already bears your name. The doors that are opening for you now are authored by God, not by manipulation, not by human influence, but by divine alignment. Opportunities will appear that no resume could explain. Favor will follow you into rooms you didn't apply to enter. This is what happens when heaven honors hidden obedience. You see, the secret of divine wealth is not found in strategy alone, it is found in stewardship. The Lord has been teaching you how to handle lack with grace so you could handle abundance with wisdom. The way you managed scarcity has qualified you to govern overflow. That's why your next blessing won't destroy you. It will establish you. Heaven can finally trust you with what you once prayed for. I know what it feels like to wonder if obedience still matters in a world that rewards shortcuts. There were days when I felt like righteousness was costing me opportunities, but every time I chose peace over revenge, humility over pride, giving over hoarding, I could feel heaven smiling. And later, when doors began to open effortlessly, I understood those choices were the currency of favor. Chosen one, your currency has matured. The harvest is due. You are not being rewarded just for what you did. You are being rewarded for how you did it. You obeyed with purity. You trusted with tears in your eyes. You gave without expecting applause, and now the Father says, it's time to make visible what was done in secret. There's a supernatural wealth transfer unfolding, not just of money, but of influence, creativity, and spiritual authority. Heaven is releasing resources to the righteous so that kingdom purposes can advance through willing vessels like you. Chosen one. This transfer isn't just about comfort, it's about commission. God is placing you in positions where your light will influence others. You'll find yourself speaking to people of power, walking in places once closed to you, and yet carrying the same humility that built you in the wilderness. Remember, this elevation is not about status, it's about service. You are being lifted not for display, but for impact. This is why your warfare was so intense. The enemy wasn't fighting what you had, he was fighting what was coming, but he failed. The very resistance you faced was proof of your rising. And now that you've endured, heaven is releasing you with greater authority. You will speak, and doors will answer. You will sow, and multiplication will begin instantly. The anointing on your life has shifted from survival to stewardship. Chosen one, prepare your spirit. What's being released to you is weighty, but it's holy. This is not a reward for performance, it's a response to purity. God is saying, you've proven faithful with little, now I release much. Stay grounded, stay grateful, because everything that's about to unfold will remind you heaven saw it all, heaven remembers it all, and heaven is repaying it all. Chosen one. As we move deeper into this prophetic flow, I want you to feel this truth settle in your spirit. You were never overlooked. You were hidden for refinement. What looked like isolation was actually divine insulation. God was keeping you away from premature exposure, because premature exposure ruins destiny. You weren't being punished, you were being preserved. There were seasons when your prayers echoed back in silence, when doors refused to open, when people who once promised to stand with you disappeared without explanation. Yet through it all, you stayed. You still gave when you had little. You still spoke life when you were surrounded by doubt. You still believed when logic told you to quit. That's what separates you. Your faith endured the furnace. And now heaven says, enough testing. It's time for the testimony. Chosen one. This next wave will not resemble anything you've seen before. God is turning private endurance into public evidence. Your obedience has built a divine infrastructure around your life. Angels are aligning timing, provision, and partnerships for your elevation. It won't come through begging or striving. It will come through being. Simply walking in alignment with who God already said you are. This is why the pressure was so heavy. You were carrying glory in disguise. Every time you thought you were breaking, God was actually birthing something new inside you. You had to lose what was temporary to gain what is eternal. The friendships that faded, the jobs that ended, the plans that fell apart, they were all divine subtractions to make room for holy multiplication. God doesn't take away to punish. He removes to refine. I know that pain personally. There was a time I lost everything that made me feel secure: income, relationships, routine. I thought I was being abandoned. But in that quiet place, I learned to hear God without noise. I discovered that when everything else leaves, peace becomes a person. It's in that stillness I realized the power of surrender. The same surrender that saved me is the one that's about to promote you. Chosen one, surrender is not weakness. It's the strongest position in the kingdom. It means you've stopped trying to control what only heaven can orchestrate. And that's why the next move of God will surprise you, because you're finally in position to receive it. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer fight for validation, you flow in purpose. The Spirit of God says you have mastered waiting. Now you will master walking. The doors that once resisted you are now under divine order to recognize you. Contracts, calls, and confirmations will begin aligning one after another. This is not coincidence, it's orchestration. You've entered what I call the ease dimension. It's when you do less in the natural, because you've already done more than enough in the spiritual. Your prayers built the bridge, and now your faith will cross it. Chosen one, do not downplay what's happening. The heavens are responding to your name. The harvest angels are active. The wind of favor is shifting direction toward you. You will notice it in conversations, in unexpected opportunities, in divine encounters that feel too specific to be random. That's how heaven works, subtly, perfectly, suddenly. You have reached the point where the unseen becomes undeniable, where whispered prayers turn into public testimonies. The same God who counted your tears is now commanding your triumph. You will walk into rooms where your spirit has already gone before you. You will sit at tables that your obedience built long before the invitation came. Chosen one, this is not motivation, this is manifestation. You are standing in a prophetic timeline where your faithfulness meets fulfillment. What's about to unfold will confirm every silent yes you ever gave to heaven. God is super pleased with you. The delay was long, but the release will be swift. Stay in gratitude, stay in awe, stay ready. Because heaven is not just noticing anymore, heaven is moving. Chosen one. What is about to happen in your life will make every hidden moment make sense. The tears, the warfare, the waiting, they weren't wasted. They were investments. Heaven has been compounding the value of your obedience, and now it's time for divine interest to be released. This is the season where faith becomes fruit. You've been faithful in the dry places, and that's why you're about to flourish in the open. There's a supernatural wind moving behind you now, the kind that carries divine provision, the kind that brings restoration faster than your mind can comprehend. You'll look back and realize that what took years to build in the natural will be accomplished in weeks by the Spirit. God has activated acceleration over your life. Chosen one, hear this clearly. The same God who watched you weep in silence is now about to make you laugh in public. What once broke you will now bless you. The stone that was meant to crush you has become your foundation. The enemy thought your season of silence meant defeat, but God was writing your unveiling in invisible ink, waiting for this exact hour to reveal it. This next chapter will not require you to chase anything. The blessing will locate you. You won't have to push your way into rooms. The rooms will be adjusted for your presence. You won't have to explain your worth. The anointing on your life will speak for you. When heaven approves, no man can deny. I remember standing at the edge of my own breaking point, nothing left to prove, nothing left to control, just complete surrender. And it was in that surrender that miracles began to manifest. I learned that obedience isn't just doing, it's trusting. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is rest in faith. That's what you're being called into now. Rest in divine flow. Chosen one, this flow is holy. It's not chaos, it's coordination. You'll see things start aligning, names, dates, confirmations, resources, and it will feel supernatural because it is. This is what happens when heaven syncs with your timeline. When God says it's time, nothing in creation can resist the release. You've been walking by faith for so long that it's easy to forget what fulfillment feels like. But this is the hour where your endurance meets evidence. You're not just about to see change, you're about to embody it. The glow that's coming over your life won't be makeup, money, or material success. It'll be the glory of God resting visibly upon you. Those who once doubted you will see the transformation and whisper, "Surely the hand of God is on them." And don't miss this. Your breakthrough isn't meant to end with you. You're being positioned as a vessel of distribution. The same hands that once trembled in need will now carry supply. You will fund dreams, lift burdens, heal hearts, and speak hope. That's why God took his time, because he wasn't just building your blessing, he was building your capacity to carry it well. Chosen one. This is the supernatural wealth transfer season, not just of finances, but of faith influence and divine positioning. The world will call it luck. You will know it as grace. This grace will make up for lost years, mend broken cycles, and magnify every hidden seed of obedience. Lift your head. The silence is breaking. The wind is shifting. The heavens are responding to your faith. God has seen your quiet sacrifice, and now he's turning it into loud success. You're walking out of waiting and into winning, not because you forced it, but because heaven is pleased. Stay humble. Stay glowing. The best part of your story hasn't even been revealed yet. Chosen one. The air around you is shifting. Have you felt it? That strange mix of peace and anticipation. It's not anxiety, it's spiritual awareness. Your spirit already knows what your mind hasn't fully processed yet. The release has begun. Heaven is moving, and this time, it's moving for you. For years, you've prayed as if nothing was changing. You've declared promises when evidence was invisible. But now, the prayers you forgot you prayed are returning as miracles you never imagined. God is responding not to your perfection, but to your persistence. You stayed faithful through the famine, and now He's opening the floodgates. This is where divine reversal begins. What was meant to break you will now bless you. The people who walked away will be replaced by those who carry the oil for your next assignment. What you lost in one season is returning multiplied in this one. It's not payback, it's restoration with interest. You are walking proof that obedience never expires in the courts of heaven. Chosen one, hear me, the same God who hid you for protection is now revealing you for purpose. The hidden years weren't punishment, they were rehearsal. You were learning how to carry peace under pressure, how to stay kind when wronged, how to walk by faith and not by sight. You were learning kingdom discipline, and that discipline has become your divine passport. Now you are authorized to enter rooms that require spiritual maturity. I know you've been overlooked by people, but heaven never looked away. Every time you were left out, heaven wrote your name in a higher ledger. Every time you were rejected, God whispered, "Good." Now I can elevate them without interference. What others dismissed, God designed. That's why you must not resent the process. It was your preparation. There's something sacred about delayed recognition. It keeps the heart pure. If the reward had come too early, pride might have stolen the glory. But now your heart has been refined through the fire of waiting. You don't crave spotlight, you crave purpose. That's why the next blessings will flow freely. You no longer need them to prove anything. Chosen! This next move will carry divine precision. There will be no confusion about where to go, who to trust, or what to build. You'll feel guided by a peace that surpasses logic. The Spirit will whisper when to move and when to rest, and things will begin aligning without effort. This is the reward of surrender, supernatural synchronization. I've seen this before. When heaven starts orchestrating, even mistakes become miracles. Missed opportunities start reappearing in new forms. Conversations you thought were dead suddenly resurrect with favor. The divine hand of God is reordering your path for visibility and victory. And through it all, you'll remember this was never your doing. It's heaven's pleasure made visible. Chosen one, the time has come to walk boldly. You've earned this peace. You've endured this process. Now step forward knowing that heaven is smiling upon you. What's ahead of you is not random, it's reward. What's coming toward you is not luck, it's alignment. God is super pleased with you. You passed the unseen tests, and now the reward will not be quiet. Chosen one. Heaven's light is turning toward you. The very places that overlooked you will soon honor your name. Those who questioned your calling will witness what obedience can birth. But remember this. This moment is not about ego or revenge. It's revelation through obedience. God is revealing you not to glorify you, but to glorify through you. You've walked through long seasons of silence, surrounded by doubt and delay. You stood when no one applauded. You gave when no one noticed. Yet God says, I saw it all, every tear, every act of faith, every hidden sacrifice. And now I will magnify your obedience in the very places that tried to silence you. This isn't a season of striving, it's a season of shining. The light you carry now was forged in those quiet nights of surrender.